Metropolitan Police Department's, and this is what it's called, acceptance status of notification of found items and notification of lost items, conscientious finders in Tokyo had handed over more than 4.1 million lost items in 2018 to police. The number of found items that was handed into the police was 4 times the number of missing items that had been reported to the police. And I have to say that it wasn't just umbrellas that were being handed in, although there were an awful lot of these. I heard that I think the Tokyo police handled 381,000 plus umbrellas a couple of years ago. But what was amazing was that hard cash was handed in huge amounts every year. Across Japan, there was an 87.5% chance of finding lost money. This was a number that was calculated on the basis of complaints received by the police against found hand-ins. Maybe 2 weeks after we'd arrived in Tokyo, I realized one morning that my wallet was missing from my handbag. My wallet had some cash in US dollars and yen, which I could shrug off, but it also had credit cards from banks in 3 different countries. And once I canceled these, I would be unable to activate replacement cards without inputting new PIN codes in ATM machines that were located in those countries, which was not something I could do from Tokyo. And worst of all, the wallet also had my new residence card for Japan, which was a prized item. And I had been warned never to lose this item, given the amount of bureaucratic paperwork it took to replace it. So I was completely despondent, and I turned the house upside down looking for the wallet and had no luck. I retraced my steps from the day before and inquired at the lost and found office of the metro stations I'd passed the day before, but to no avail. Finally, I returned home and I was lying there on the sofa sort of moping around when the phone rang, and it was a friend of mine who had lived in Japan for many years. And I told her the story, and she suggested that I report the loss at the local police box. And I remember at the time thinking this was quite a bizarre proposition. Why would you go to the police when you'd lost something? I mean, I was more used to thinking of the police as people to be bribed to leave you alone. But, you know, I had nothing else to do, and I decided there was no point in wallowing in self-pity. So I recruited my husband to accompany me, and we took a walk to the closest koban, which are these little police boxes that dot the city every few hundred meters. And, you know, I didn't think that much would come of it, but it was something to do, right? So the koban was very tiny. It's about 10 meters across, and all it had was 2 chairs, a table, and a phone, and 2 policemen. My husband, Julio, had studied Japanese for a semester at university more than 20 years earlier. So he was the only language that we shared in common, and he gamely made a stab at explaining the situation to the cops. And I remember the policeman listening to his gobbledygook with politely blank expressions until they caught the word wallet, walleto, walleto. This they recognized. And of course, you know, lost wallets were like their superpower. It was as if they had grown capes. And in moments, they had us seated and filling out a long form. Then one of the cops took the form from me, and without further explanation, he began to make a series of phone calls. After a long time, he hung up and he turned to Julio and spoke to him in Japanese. And I was trying to glean what was going on and not having much luck. But eventually, Julio turned to me and said, looking as miffed as I felt, that I think they have found your wallet. And I remember gasping with laughter because I thought my poor husband, his Japanese must be even worse than I'd imagined, you know. And I was like, darling, I think that they meant to tell you that if they found my wallet, they would let us know. And, you know, you really must brush up on your Japanese soon. And I shot him a kind of, you know, fond glance, slightly frustrated. But he said, no, I think that they are saying that we have to go to this other police station and they have your wallet. So we did. We walked another, you know, 300-400 meters to a big police station in the district of Roppongi, walked up the stairs to a large office area, and we handed in our report that we just filed in the Koban office. This brisk woman officer took it, turned on her heels, marched up to an array of steel lockers, opened one of the trays, and upon it my burnt orange wallet was sitting unscathed and miraculous. um, this is a picture, I don't know if you can see, of me with my